On October 29, Hollywood legend Kevin Spacey was accused of sexual assault in an incident that allegedly took place 31 years ago. Actor Anthony Rapp claims he was 14-year-old when he was invited to a party hosted by Spacey in 1986. At the time he was starring in Broadway show Precious Sons. Spacey, a regular on the Broadway scene, was starring in Broadway production Long Day's Journey into Night at the time. Rapp claims he was the youngest at the party and remembers moving to a bedroom to watch TV alone when a drunk Spacey walked in. He says he was picked up and carried into a bedroom at the party, before Spacey then climbed on top of him on a bed and tried to seduce him. He picked me up like a groom picks up the bride over the threshold. But I don't, squirm away initially, because I'm like, what's going on, and then he lays down on top of me, Rapp told BuzzFeed. He was trying to seduce me. I don't know if I would have used that language, but I was aware that he was trying to get with me sexually. The allegations were made in light of the accusations of sexual assault aimed at Harvey Weinstein after a string of actresses have come forward with allegations about the Hollywood producer. Determined not to let other men or women get away with sexual abuse, Rapp added part of what allowed the Harvey situation to occur was that there was this witting and unwitting conspiracy of silence. The only way these things can continue is if there's no attention being paid to it, if it's getting forgotten. While he has never approached Spacey following the alleged incident, his claims were published on Sunday and the Hollywood actor, 58, has now addressed them in a statement on Twitter, while also coming out as gay. Rapp was allegedly told by a lawyer that he had no case to go after Spacey if he were to report him. So the question is, could Kevin Spacey be charged over Anthony Rapp's allegations? Dr. Jeff McAllister, partner at OW Advocates, a firm specializing in representing survivors of child sexual abuse in the US and UK, tells Metro.co.uk the chances of a criminal or civil prosecution against Spacey are low. It also seems the law has changed in California from 1986, with Spacey not being able to be prosecuted under the current law. McAllister explains the chances of both criminal and civil prosecution against Spacey are low. As I understand it, the assault was in 1986, when Rapp was 14 and Spacey was 26 or so. First, going back to California criminal law in 1986 when the events occurred, there is an offense for lewd contact for purposes of sexual gratification with someone under 14, but not for over 14. Since then the law has been amended to have an offense covering those 14-15. The obvious criminal offenses in 1986 involving contact with someone Rapp's age require at least oral sex or fondling. I'd only have summaries of the statutes in 1986, however. McAllister continues, the details we know are that Spacey came into the room drunk, picked Rapp up from the bed, got into bed with Rapp and climbed on top of him and squeezed him. I have not heard any discussion of fondling, genitalia, penetration, etc. On the basis of these facts, Spacey would be guilty of violating the current version California Penal Code Section 288C, lascivious acts with a child of age 14 or 15. He made physical contact with a child 14 or 15 years of age, and that contact was done for sexual arousal or gratification. The fact that they were presumably clothed doesn't matter. Normally the crime carries a sentence of up to 1 year in county jail, but because Spacey was more than 10 years older than the victim, he could get up to 3 years in state prison. However, as this law was not in force when these alleged events occurred, Spacey cannot be charged under the current law. McAllister adds, I don't see a prosecution as being possible, because of the operation of the statute of limitations. In California, there is generally a 10-year SOL on child molestation, but an odd anomaly permits the crime to be charged within 1 year of when the victim first reports it to the police, which essentially neuters the SOL. There is no SOL on rape or aggravated sexual assault, which involves a weapon or considerable physical harm to the victim or more than one person, but this is not the case here. However, in another twist, that 1-year exception is permitted to operate only if 1. There is independent evidence that supports the victim's claims, which can include things like reporting it to a therapist or friend or family member. Rapp apparently reported it without using Spacey's name in 2001, and 2. The crime involved substantial sexual conduct. That means any sexual act that involves vaginal or anal penetration as well as oral sex acts. From what we know, that standard hasn't been met in this case. On the possibility of Rapp bringing civil charges against Spacey, McAllister says it's possible. The Saul in California for civil charges for incidents happening that long ago is 8 years from reaching 18, or your 26th birthday, but there is an exception, based on the reality that many victims of child sexual abuse suppress the memories until they're much older, that permits civil charges to be filed within 3 years of discovering the psychological damage the abuse has done to you. It sounds like that might be the case here. However, Rapp told BuzzFeed that he had told details of the encounter without using names to the Advocate in 2001, indicating he was thinking about the event and was troubled by it. That might start the discovery clock ticking then, in which case he would be out of time now. In Spacey's statement, he claimed Rapp's story has encouraged me to address other things in my life, Spacey wrote. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and I now choose to live life as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, he said, and that starts with me examining my own behavior. Rapp has since taken to Twitter to explain his decision for coming out with his story this weekend, declaring he wanted to make a difference for men or women who may have experienced similar encounters to what he alleges happened with Spacey. I came forward with my story, standing on the shoulders of the many courageous women and men who have been speaking out. 13. Anthony Rapp at Albino Kid October 30, 2017 to shine a light and hopefully make a difference, as they have done for me. 23. Anthony Rapp at Albino Kid October 30, 2017 Everything I wanted to say about my experiences in that article, and I have no further comment about it at this time. Anthony Rapp at Albino Kid October 30, 2017 A number of celebrities, including Rose McGowan, and gay activists have condemned Spacey for using his apology for apparent underage sexual misconduct as his coming-out speech. In an eerie twist, a 2005 clip from Family Guy has resurfaced, with fans speculating creator Seth MacFarlane was hinting at the underage sexual misconduct allegations against Spacey in the 12-year-old episode. Spacey, a Tony Award winner for Lost in Yonkers, stars in the Netflix political drama House of Cards. He also served for 10 years as artistic director of London's Old Vic Theatre Company. Following the allegations, the International TV Academy has revoked Kevin Spacey's honor of receiving the International Emmy Founders Award. The International Academy has announced today that in light of recent events it will not honor Kevin Spacey with the 2017 International Emmy Founders Award, the organization confirmed in a statement on Monday. I have a lot of respect and admiration for Anthony Rapp as an actor. I'm beyond horrified to hear his story. I honestly do not remember the encounter. It would have been over 30 years ago. But if I did behave then as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior, and I am sorry for the feelings he describes having carried with him all these years. This story has encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know that there are stories out there about me and that some have been fueled by the fact that I have been so protective of my privacy. As those closest to me know, in my life I have had relationships with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and I choose now to live as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts with examining my own behavior. If you've got a story, video, or pictures, get in touch with the metro.co.uk entertainment team by emailing us celebtips@metro.co.uk, calling 020-3615-0741, or by visiting our Submit Stuff page. We'd love to hear from you. More Kevin Spacey's International Emmy Founders Award revoked after Anthony Rapp's sexual assault claim. More Kevin Spacey's coming out serves purely as a distraction from the serious allegations against him.